MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo, yeah. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob, MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to.
Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga. Nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, huwag ka matakot, kaya mo bang akyatin ang mundo? Bawat bukas may pag-asa sa'yo, yeah. Ito ang tulay ng tagumpay para lumakas ang iyong loob, MPBL, araw mo na, laro na to. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod. Junior, MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga, laro ng bawat Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to,
Junior MPBL, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
A beautiful Sunday morning ahead of us dito mismo sa Divine Light Academy live at Las Piñas City to witness 9 more games for another match day of your Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. Our game's gonna be today. Kasama natin ang Bulacan going up against Rizal. That's gonna be our first set of teams na makikita natin para sa araw na ito. We're still gonna be looking at other teams such as Bawan and Palawan together with Taytay and San Juan moving forward, which is the reason why action-packed ang ating mga magiging laban para sa araw na ito. My name is Hans Galeria and together with me is Coach Frederick Francisco, and of course we're going to be joined by Miss Nicole Lim later at courtside. Coach F, it's so nice to be here with you today. Panibagong laban na naman ang ating makikita, especially with all of the teams that we're going to be seeing today.
Right, you are, Hans. No? And there's no other way I'd spend my Sunday mornings than to watch these future basketball stars take their first initial steps to their dreams.
Most especially because we're going to be looking at our match at hand para sa ating unang laban ngayong umaga. It's going to be JT Bulacan Taipan going up against Rizal Switch Fiber. We're looking at these two teams, quite familiar stories in terms of the coaching staff, given that you said a while ago before the broadcast started na meron tayong mga familiar na mga pangalan na makikita. But one thing that needs to be familiarized in this game, tignan natin ang ating unang magiging team, which is gonna be none other than the Rizal Switch Fiber. This is a team that's gonna be having their first game as of the moment.
Yes, we know little about the team kasi this is their first game lang in this tournament. Pero we know a lot about their coaches. Former UE Red Warrior, itong si Roel San Buenaventura, and Coach Kevin Soriano also used to play in the MPBL for Rizal. So we know the kids are in good hands.
Definitely. It's also one of my coaches too. So I'm not going to be surprised if there's going to be the same amount of implementation ng mga strategies and at least the formations that they're going to build. But they're going up against a team na nagkaroon na ng kanilang first stint dito sa Junior MPBL Season 3. We're talking about JT Bulacan Taipan getting their first victory kontra sa Taytay during the last time around.
Itong JT Bulacan opened their campaign with a 65-51 victory nga over Taytay. Although they lost a couple of good players in Jordan Twins, no? It's more of a retooling process for this Bulacan squad, especially itong Bulacan, no? Hotbed yan for young basketball talent. We also have a couple of Bulaqueños on our MPBL team, in Tutoy Ramirez and to si Alfred Flores. So madaling makaka-retool yan for sure.
And Coach, considering that you mentioned that this is a retooling squad and yet nakuha nila yung unang panalo nila kontra sa Taytay, speaks volumes about what these programs, both of these rosters have in common. We're gonna be taking note on more of the matchups later on. Pero sa ngayon, malapit na rin nating i-toss over sa ating game announcer. But one thing is for sure, maghahanda ang ating dalawang teams. It's gonna be Rizal going up against Bulacan. Let's toss it over to our game announcer.
Nakabukas na yung internet mo. Relax ka lang dyan. Sabihin mo, antay lang sila. Wait lang. Yan, patay tayo dyan.
morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here inside the Divine Light Academy, Las Piñas City, as we bring you Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. Ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino is the first game of today's schedule. 14 under division featuring Rizal Switch Fiber and JT Bulacan Taipan. Now let us meet the starters from both teams, beginning with the Rizal Switch Fiber. Starting guard number 6, Ron Mayor. Other guard number 12, Derrick Culanay. At forward number 17, Rain Robledo. Other forward number 23, Carl Ingito. And at center number 20, Piero Santiago. The head coach is Sherwin Santos, assisted by Marvin Pascual and Dex Hadia. Team manager Charles Kimpo and team owner Joven Tai. Now let us meet the starters for the JT Bulacan Taipan. Starting guard number 5, Kurt Mercado. Other guard number 9, Jed Balboa. At forward number 15, John Berba. Other forward number 26, Christoph Victoria. And at center number 91, Brent Gabriel De Jesus. The head coach of the JT Bulacan Taipan is Sherwin Santos, assisted by Marvin Pascual, team manager Charles Kimpo, and team owner Joven Tai. Officiating this ball game, Sarfung God, Dong Ramos, and Mang Gomez. Junior MPBL Executive Director, Mr. J.R. Navarro. Junior MPBL Commissioner, Mr. Keith Picasso.
Your Dora team starters para sa ating 14 under division para sa Bulacan. It's Mercado, Balboa, Victoria, Berba, at De Jesus. Para naman sa Rizal, it's gonna be Mayor, Culanay, Robledo, Inguito, at itong si Santiago. Bulacan off after that win kontra sa Taytay and Rizal. They're gonna be having their first game para sa araw na ito. This is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. As of this moment, umpisahan natin ang laban, and from what we're currently seeing here, Coach F, this is a story of runs. Yun yung nakita namin kahapon in the recent matches, and I feel like that's what we're also gonna see today.
Well, basketball generally is a game of runs. Whichever team can make the last run dun sa game, the last and the most compelling run, usually comes out victorious.
Now they're gonna be tested. The left side, fundamental error there, galing dito kay Mayor. Kumbaga, first game pa lang kasi, Coach. Ano ba yung mga kailangan, or what do you usually encounter whenever you have your first game? Especially pag dun ka nakatingin from the bench.
And especially at this age level, no, yung first game jitter, syempre, medyo ano pa yan, yung mga plays, may konting kalimot pa ng konti yan. So it's a matter of, for the coaching staff to be more, remind na lang nila during the early stages of this game.
De Jesus tends to pass it on to the other side, patungo dito kay Victoria. Unfortunately, that was a miss. And there was a push na nanggaling dito sa Bulacan, so Rizal will maintain possession. A minute has already passed by. Ngunit wala pang nakakuha ng tamang tempo dito. Mayor goes right, tosses it to his big guy. That's gonna be Santiago getting the first 2 points para sa Rizal.
Slowly but surely there for Santiago on that roll to the basket, eventually getting the open shot.
Very evident yung frame nitong si Santiago at yung bigs na galing sa Rizal. There's a mid-range J.
Literal, mga big boys.
It's not gonna work. It reminds me of the extra rice duo ng Rain or Shine during that time. Hopefully they can execute that right now. But here's Culanay, 3. That's not gonna work. Santiago with a push, pero kuha ng Bulacan yan. Although there's gonna be a foul called against Robledo, he was at the right place but at the wrong time.
Tried to sneak in there and get that steal itong sa Robledo, pero matatawagan siya ng foul.
Look at that extra power push na nanggaling dito sa ibang mga members ng Rizal as they get their first 2 points. There's gonna be Victoria, and finally Bulacan is on the board. All 2 is going to be the score. Mayor is going to be the primary ball handler from the past few possessions, as a foul is going to be called once again.
Looks like a very athletic player, no? Itong si Mayor. Saka very vocal in calling their plays.
which is very much necessary. Especially in this kind. Here's Inguito. Tries to power through, but good defense by the Taipan. Here's another attack coming in from them. And that's going to be another foul. Bulacan's going to the line.
Good penetration there, absorbing the contact. This is number 5 player for
That's Kurt
Bulacan.
Mercado.
That's Kurt Mercado, also who had 6 assists din, 12.6 assists in their first game.
If we have Mayor on the other side, I believe we have Mercado on this one.
Seems like their primary ball handler. Saka usually number 5 sa mga teams, yun yung mga point guards eh.
Oo nga, no? I realized, yeah, and that's true. Very much true as Mercado makes it both. It's nice to see, lots of these players actually making both of their free throws, some of the fundamental things that we have to take note of early on.
Oh, especially itong Bulacan, yung previous game nila, I think they shot 61%. So that's not bad para sa age group na to.
But look at that move! Yun ang tinatawag na kilikili shot, coach. Talagang inalay niya yung kanan dun sa kabila to get that 2 points.
Or nung 90s, ang tawag sa mga ganung shot, yung lumaylay. Ala Samboy Lim.
And that's exactly an old school move that Inguito has in his arsenal. That's a miss from Bulacan. Here comes De Jesus. Balboa for the 3. That's a no-go. Nagkatalunan, tapikan. Patungo na naman sa Bulacan and Inguito tosses it around. Robledo on the run. Fake shot is good.
That was a great pass there from Inguito. Anong nakuha niya yung rebound? Already had his eyes forward looking for his outlet.
That is your pound-for-pound fitness foul counted. Coach F, you love players like that. Yung diretso na yung tingin because sometimes minsan tumatagal pa yung play whenever you look down or you look into your other teammates na nasa kabila.
Well, that's what we teach. Well, ako personally, I teach the kids after they get the rebound, tignan nila yung farthest player doon sa court. Unahin muna nila yung baka may nagli-leak and then papasok yung tingin ng mata nila.
And that outlet pass resulted into 3 points para dito sa Rizal. They lead by 3, 7-4. Good turnaround. Very difficult shot. But they're not giving up on the play in this one. Makukuha pa rin yan. Itong si De Jesus. Mercado only having 3 seconds to shoot. Robledo disrupts it. Nagkakatakbuhan na naman and that is gonna be an unsportsmanlike foul called against Mercado, which is quite unfortunate for Bulacan.
Oh, he was trying to hold on kasi to number 17 player, that's Rain Robledo. So wala yatang play for the ball. Baka yun yung ihatol ng refs natin.
From like the first at least 4 minutes, Coach F, nang nakikita natin mula sa Bulacan, they've been thriving on these offensive rebounds. Pero tila hindi pa nila nahahanap yung smooth execution with the plays that they want.
Yeah, so medyo shaky, especially yung mga entry passes nila, natitip. Pero as the game progresses, you'll probably see that improve with this team.
Robledo makes his first free throw. He now has a total of 4 in this game. Pretty solid showing from Rizal, but he misses on the second. Pero dahil nga doon sa unsportsmanlike foul, ay mananatili sa kanila yung bola, and apparently there's a violation, so he's gonna do it again. And he's not gonna miss twice. 9-4 is the score. Lamang ng 5 ngayon ng Rizal as they tend to proceed with a solid showing. Robledo comes up short but gets his own rebound. He finds some space. Iniwan kay Santiago. Tried to power through, pero hindi pa pasok ang tira. Now it's going to be Bulacan moving to the other side. Bulacan looking for an extra teammate, but he finds Robledo instead. There's gonna be an extra move. Not gonna work. Mayor wanted to have a hand on it, pero ito na naman ang Bulacan Taipan. Sidestep. Beautiful defense from Inguito.
All he did was stand there.
But that was another power play na nanggaling dito ngayon sa Bulacan. That is General Balboa. Definitely trying his best kahit na ang lalaki ng mga tao sa loob.
Oo, A for effort naman para dito kay Balboa. Pero I'll just like to point out, no, to si Carl Justin, malamang CJ to, hindi to, takes up so much space underneath the basket. Nung play na yun, nag-sidestep na yung offensive player ng Bulacan, tumama pa rin sa kanya.
Which is so difficult. Lalo na, he gets so much space on defense kahit na nakatayo lamang siya, but
And he looks like a very smart player, no? To si Inguito always has his head up, looking for that pass.
and as of this moment, definitely something that you can take note of. There's going to be a warning given to one of the players of Rizal, unfortunately.
For delay of game.
Both are going to be misses. Galing dito kay General. Now there's going to be somebody else from the bench, pero kuha na naman yan. Itong si Robledo. Nilinis pa yung rim but still got the 2 points. What a start. Galing dito kay Robledo. That was a quick turn. Just simply look at this. Put back, rebound, shot made, no problem. Lamang ang Rizal after 5 minutes of gameplay. 11-4 is the score.
As this is the first game of Rizal Switch Fiber, Coach Roel Benaventura admits na nangangapa pa rin sila for this game, lalo na't lahat ng players nila ay puro bago at 3 lang yung naiwan from last season na sina Alejandro, Major, and Kulanay. Kaya naman, he reminds his players na to guide and spend more time with other homegrowns para daw mas mabuo yung chemistry nila in and out of it. Hansen, Coach M.
Maraming salamat sa ating courtside reporter na si Nicole Lim. Just talking about Coach Roel Buenaventura. What a move though. I have to respect that. That's his espiritu. That was the best player of the game para sa Bulacan during that last time. Pero pag-usapan natin yung kwento sa atin ni Nicole. Nangangapa pa sila, first game jitters. We were talking about that right from the start. Pero yung programa, how do you instill that to your players heading forward into this game na knowing na you're weeks and days before it even starts?
Well, ang maganda kasi sa Rizal Switch Fiber is they already have the program in place, no? It's just a matter of yung retooling, and this is going to be a long season. Kaya may time sila para mag-adjust yung mga players.
And the goal is that kahit sinong ilagay mo, ready for action whenever.
Yeah, well, that's the plan of the coaching staff to prepare them para mangyari nga yun, diba?
And so far, they're doing pretty good. Lamang sila ngayon ng 9 at yung pangangapa nila ay tila nahahanap nila yung kanilang momentum right after that shot by Mayor.
Pero ito, offensive foul. Itatawag dito kay
Pontipodra.
Number 16 player, just came into the ball game. Pero I just like to mention, itong starting backcourt ng Rizal, doing a great job so far. Itong si Robledo saka si Mayor, quarterbacking for their team.
They've been one of the players, but there you go, right on cue. Itong si Espiritu trying to come alive early on in this game.
Oh, yeah. Foul yun.
Coach, I've asked my panelists about this. Now I'm gonna ask you. The myth is that whoever scores last on the other side commits the foul on the other side. How likely is that to happen?
May ganun ba?
May ganun daw eh.
Okay. I haven't noticed it.
Now that I've mentioned it to you, baka mapansin mo lang siya every now and then.
Baka nang gigigil after making a basket, no? Well, in that situation, nangyari nga yun.
This time, it's gonna be Ron Mayor. Yung nababanggit mo nga kanina, Coach F, na one of the key players in such a good start para dito sa Rizal. As Mayor makes them both.
Top scoring. Itong si Robledo and Mayor for their team so far.
15-7 is the score. Here goes another full court press. Deemed to be successful. JT Bulacan Taipan was pressured and they have felt it. Balik ang bola sa Rizal.
Oh, second passing error na yun, Espiritu.
Now Mayor tends to move over, no look pass, absorbed by one of the players. Nagmamadali na naman itong si Espiritu, goes left, difficult shot, bodies on the floor. Pero may buhay na ibibigay ang Bulacan courtesy of John Raizu Berba.
Finally getting one to go, itong lefty natin na si Berba. Had a couple of attempts already in this game, pero unsuccessful that time, pasok.
And honestly, I like the idea from Bulacan that they're now activating their bigs. I think that's something that we've missed from the past 8 minutes of gameplay nitong Bulacan.
Oh, medyo overwhelmed sila ng dalawang big boys nung Rizal kanina, so they're trying to match up. Pero ang Rizal naman ngayon, medyo lanky yung mga bigs nila.
And that is going to be Bulacan taking advantage. Cruz tosses it over to the other side. Power through para sa Bulacan.
Another inside point there para sa Bulacan. Their offense beginning to find that those inside players.
And not only that, they're also converting on the points na nakukuha nila ngayon. Rizal is going to be needing that timeout. Errors after errors. They're going to have to find a way about this. Pero tingnan naman natin. That pass to inside para makuha ni General yung 2 puntos. They're now trailing by 4. From tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic Condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic make every meal a magic moment, and it's been a magic moment para sa Bulacan. They've rallied from being down 9, now just being 4, a 7-0 run halos para sa kupunang ito. They're really showing na kaya nila makipagsabayan sa unang laban ng Rizal while they try to show things out. Here comes another shot. Pero kuha pa rin yan ng Bulacan Taipan. Pinoy step attempt is fouled. Bulacan's going to the line.
Ayun, isa sa mga factors dito sa comeback ng Bulacan na to. Ito is their ability to defend the transition plays of Rizal. Kanina nakaka-score si Mayor saka si who's the other player of Rizal? Robledo. Diba? Ngayon naman, with the entry of Dizon, they're able to get a few steals and convert on the other end.
And as of this moment, a solid outing ang ipinapakita dito ng bench players ni Coach Sherwin Santos. General missing on that next attempt. Nagmamadali na naman ang Rizal. Go hard is the instruction, but a rejection was the answer from Espiritu.
Ayun na naman si Espiritu with his transition defense. That time getting the block shot.
Baseline inbound para sa Rizal. They're gonna have to find a way right here. Alejandro, or that, should I say that's Pontepedra, turning the ball over. General all the way. Ball rolls off. Sena gets the rebound. Pontepedra goes hard, and that is gonna be a foul committed by Bulacan.
Went on a fishing expedition there. At may nabingwit na foul itong si Pontepedra.
You're right about
Pontepedra.
You're right about that, Coach. I think from what we're currently seeing, the instruction or the adjustment after that timeout was for them to go hard every single time.
Oh, medyo old school coach kasi itong si Coach Barok, no? Ikaw ba, anong position mo when you played for him?
Oh, I used to play 3 or 4. Kasi in Antipolo, we're very... May mga malalaking players din naman. Pero I'm as tall as... I'm the tallest you can have. Unfortunately. Kasi pag pumunta ka na ng Maynila, you get to see these kids.
You're the tallest that the program can afford.
You're right about that. Pontevedra splits the free throw. Pero kuha pa yun, pasa ata. Pontevedra gets another rebound. The lead is still at 4, 16-12 with less than 30 seconds remaining. Pontevedra has an opening, kicks it out. 3 on the way. No good. Rebound ng Bulacan. The shot clock is now off. General. Good move. And another attack, but that's a traveling violation. I think he bit off more than he can chew there.
Yeah, already had a wide open pull-up jumper there but decided to penetrate. Kaya natawagan pa siya nasalubong pa siya ng defense.
4 seconds remaining para sa kanila. Can they find something here? And that is exactly what's gonna happen. Coelho gets another game-ending shot, or a quarter-ending shot rather, para makuha nila ang 6 na puntos na kalamangan. You're looking at their first quarter highlights brought about by Chef's Magic. Coach, talk to us about how Rizal maintained Bulacan within striking distance.
Well, first off, Rizal started off hot early, going inside. No? Ito, a couple of scores from their bigs. Tapos meron din mga inside penetrations no si Robledo, plus their stifling defense led to that early lead.
6 ang kalamangan ng Rizal kontra sa Bulacan. Second quarter, the continuation when we return. Nagbabalik tayo ngayon dito sa Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. It's Rizal Switch Fiber and JT Bulacan Taipan in your 14 under division. Hans Galeria, Coach F. Francisco, and of course, Nicole Lim on courtside as your crew for this game. On our way to the second quarter na tayo. That's gonna be an extra step. Bayona gets another reception. He tries to proceed with another. Rizal maintains possession. There's going to be another shot by Bayona, and he will not be denied twice.
Good, solid move there from Bayona. No? Nice move for a big man. One dribble, tapos mid-range J.
Pretty solid showing galing sa kanila.
That's Espiritu connecting on that fast break layup there.
My goodness. This Espiritu kid has been providing some life para sa kanila.
Already scoring 5 points, no? Itong Espiritu, he's a two-way player, doing it on both ends.
Now he looks to convert on his free throw, and that is exactly what's going to happen.
And he makes his free throws. Coach's dream.
That's a coach's dream. If I ever see one, baba ang lamang sa 5. And that's going to be a rejection. You're talking about two-way players, Coach.
Oh, and he block shots as well as steal the ball.
Doing a little bit of everything. And then there's Berba. Di papasok ang kanyang tira, but ball possession will stay with Bulacan. That's a one-man show in like the past 20 seconds as he provides momentum para sa Bulacan.
Oh, just stat padding na si dito. Espiritu.
Look at Berba trying to fight through the white shirts. Ngunit hindi niya makukuha ang extra na shot. So with that being said, they're trying to go on the run. Slight opening para sa Rizal. Looking for extra teammates. And that is gonna be Arano getting some shots.
Pinag-usapan nga natin during the break about the mid-range game, no? Bumalik na siya eh. Dati puro layups and threes eh.
We love seeing it, especially from a team that has a lot of space, you know, Coach. Lalo na, there were times before in previous games na sobrang kulub or congested ng ating mid-range. But now, Rizal's doing a job actually spacing the floor.
Oh, you love seeing that, especially at this age group, no? Yung mid-range game. Kasi karamihan sa mga players at this age, pag nakakuha ng bola, rat-rat na, penetrate, or tira ng tres. It's refreshing to see this team pulling up from mid-range.
That time, there was an opening in the mid-range, but it was caused due to an illegal screen.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, babalik ang bola dito sa Bulacan and it's a turnover para sa Rizal. Silvestre, bagong salang lang din. He now has the ball. It's gonna be Espiritu tossing it to Berba para sa foul, and he's gonna come back to the line to shoot for two.
Espiritu able to attract the defense there by penetrating into the shaded area, and then last minute drops it off to his big man underneath.
Doing a little bit of everything. Itong si David Espiritu. Actually, activating itong si Berba has been a key contributor as well, not only in terms of points, pero pagdating din dun sa mga extra possessions.
Actually, napansin namin yung ring dito sa harap ng bench ng Bulacan. Medyo nakayuko siya, kaya mas mahirap siyang masyutan eh. Especially yung mga layups. Kaya ang daming miss layups sa side na to.
That's something that Bulacan's gonna have to figure out for the remainder of this first half as the lead goes back to 6. 22-16 is our score. Atake na naman ang Rizal. Difficult shots not gonna happen. And then a second try is gonna be good para kay Lumayno.
Good looking fadeaway jumper there.
Balik na naman sa full court press pero maitatawid, nakatalikod ang isa sa mga defenders, but there's some help defense galing dito kay Santiago to keep the ball alive para sa Rizal. Takbuhan ng dalawa. There's someone remaining on the other side and Arano adjusts in midair.
Buti naramdaman ni Arano yung oncoming shot blocker. They're able to adjust and shoot with his left hand.
Good looking move mula kay Arano, a pass. Someone was right there, but he adjusts it, tilts a little bit para makuha ang puntos. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. Angat ang lamang ng Rizal sa 10. That's gonna be a full court press para sa ating pagbabalik dito mismo sa second quarter. Definitely trying to put the pressure on itong Rizal kontra sa Bulacan. But the JT Bulacan Taipan safely gets it across. Patungo na naman kay Berba. It's a very hard shot but they keep it. And that's gonna be another foul called against the rest of the members here.
And Balboa had his feet taken out from underneath him in that play.
Magiging baseline inbound ang tawag dito para sa Bulacan. Only 14 seconds left in that shot clock. But you see, in this first half, yung active hands ng Rizal whenever they play defense.
And Bulacan rin naman eh. Pagalingan na lang ng full court trap to itong larong to eh.
It's been the story of this game. General gets another possession. Very good looking shot, just couldn't get it. Second try is A-okay para kay General.
Second time's the charm for General, able to get the rebound off his own miss there for that follow-up.
The second leading scorer para sa Bulacan, as that's something that Rizal is gonna have to avoid time and time again. There's been 2 unforced errors mula sa Rizal.
Turnover story natin, Rizal already committing 8. Bulacan, ganun din.
So it's at least a tie in terms of the turnovers, but you're gonna have to execute if you want to win this game. Berba, mid-range jumper. It's a good-looking shot from Berba. It was open anyway, just couldn't convert. Mayor hanap na naman. Cutting that defense para sa Dos.
Slicing through the defense there like a hot knife through butter. Kung si Mayor.
6 points na para dito kay Ron Mayor, but look up on the other side. That's gonna be an opening. Berba waited for the defense, another rejection.
Ito pang isa pang two-way player to, si Robledo, getting 2 blocks there.
And Mayor finds himself open para sa Dos. Mid-range is back, Coach F.
Ito yung dalawang players na binanggit natin kanina, Mayor and Robledo. Nag-tag team nun. Robledo on the defensive end, Mayor scoring on the other side.
This time it's going to be De Jesus. Ball stolen by Robledo once again. He's had 2 blocks the last possession. They continue. And that is going to be a close call. But it's all right anyway dahil babalik sa free throw line itong si Arano.
Almost perfect play there for Arano. Pero ito yung jumper ni Mayor kanina after those 2 successive blocks ni Robledo on the other end.
That's what you're gonna have to be a good player, Coach F. The idea of having your own pace. Yung nagtatakbuhan lahat ng tao but then you decided to take that mid-range J because you're open.
Oh, you have yung recognition mo doon and you play at your own speed nga, yung nabanggit mo.
Arano makes his first free throw and then another one para sa Rizal. Angat ang kalamangan na naman nilang muli to 14 points, 32-18. Now Bulacan gets it safely across. Mercado's gonna be holding it down. Now they try to proceed.
That was Mayor again with that steal.
This is gonna be a fast break. Patungo dito kay Lumayno.
Active hands by Mayor leading to that steal and fast break. Eto naman, Robledo.
Robledo has done it again. And he gets repaid by Mayor.
Ayun na naman yung tag team na yon. Mayor to Robledo this time.
Robledo now has 9 points. Ito namang si Mayor ay merong 8. And Robledo has yet done it again. Active hands by Rizal. Now moving forward, the E1 kay Mayor. This time Rizal's gonna slow it down. Lead has ballooned to 18 points. 3-pointer on the way, couldn't work. But then they're gonna try Bulacan to hopefully stop the bleeding here. There's a 3 on the way. Papasok yun. Ramirez gets another try. Shot fake, shot make. Won't go. Mayor with another steal. 3-on-1 fast break para sa white shirts. But Mayor decides to take it on his own.
Yun yung sinasabi mo nga, playing at his own speed. Mayor there, hindi nagmadali. Diba? Allow the defense to pass by and then hit that wide open layup.
20-point lead para sa kupunan ng Rizal with less than 3 minutes to go.
And no breathing space ang binigyan ni Santiago doon.
Having such a hard time trying to get across. But we're gonna get some more insights mula sa ating courtside reporter, Nicole Lim.
This is the second game of Bulacan Taipan, and as per Coach Sherwin Santos, the adjustments they made is focused on defense and offense, lalo na't they only had short preparation for this game. Gusto rin ni Coach Sherwin mas ma-develop at mabuo ang tiwala nila sa isa't isa, lalo na this is their first big league. He also mentioned na itong isa nilang key player na si David Espiritu ay kakagaling lang sa sprain injury at hindi daw sila pwedeng umasa sa iisang player, kaya naman next man up daw ang kailangan nila for this game. Hands and Coach F.
Maraming salamat, Nicole Lim. If anything, Coach Sherwin Santos is definitely right about that. Who will be that next person that could potentially step up para dito sa Bulacan, especially when they're down 20?
That also explains a lot why itong si Espiritu is on the bench right now para dito sa Bulacan despite this torrid run. Rizal is on.
They're definitely at least, making sure that it doesn't play too much to the point na mag-activate na naman yung injury niya because he's on his way to recovery.
You have to think of the long-term effects of that.
Like you said, Coach, it's a long season moving forward, and you're gonna need to have your best player heading into this game, but that is gonna be another foul called against Bulacan to hopefully at least set up their defense. Here's another look at that wonderful move coming in from Ron Mayor.
Sa akin, yung small detail na pass fake muna bago mag-layup. Diba? Sometimes that's hard to teach a player. Minsan natural na yun eh.
More substitutions coming in. At itong si Derek Colana papasok na para kay Coach Sherwin Santos.
Yung apelyido na yan, yung Colana, very familiar yan para sa mga Rizal basketball fans, no? I'm not sure kung yung dad niya yung naglaro sa UST before, pero ano yan eh, galing binangonan. Or anguno pala. Yung clan na yan.
He's gonna have to make something happen here. Kasama ng kanyang mga kakampi, it's Mercado. He's tossing it over. Rizal quickly getting it across. Kulanay goes out and leaves it para kay Robledo. Strong take to the basket. Was tapped for a bit para sa kanila ngayon.
Sabi ko nga kay Charles Baichong last week, we should keep a score count on the number of Pinoy steps attempted during a game.
Oh, but look at the power coming in from Inguito. Score attempts.
Attempts lang para malaman natin ilang beses ginagamit sa isang game yung Pinoy step.
I like that, coach. Kailangan makita. There should be a statistic.
Pinoy step count.
There should be a statistic that determines how many Pinoy steps are there. At least nakabilang na tayo ng isa ngayon. Or dalawa na.
Dalawa na at least.
Nakakadalawa na tayo. There's gonna be some more defense. And that is a foul called against Rizal. It's really a double-edged sword, coach, no? When you play really physical and short contact defense na matatawagan ka talaga ng foul.
You don't give your opponents breathing space, pero at the same time, pwedeng matawagan ng foul.
That's General Balboa converting on another.
No relation to Rocky,
No, I don't. Yeah, very long relation if ever. But he makes two. Ilang Balboa movies ba ang meron, coach?
Hindi na ako. I've lost count.
Okay. So he has 2 points now, but if you lost count, then maybe he needs more of those points para umabot din siya dun sa movies.
Parang nasa 7 na yata eh.
Alright, then he's 5 points away. Turnover para sa Rizal as of this moment. Patawara. Ooh, what a move. Coming in from Patawara.
Shades of Yoyoy Martires there. Yoyong Martires there.
He caught everybody off guard. But then here's Mayor trying to do the same thing. Ayan, itong si Kulanay, mid-range jumper. Rizal likes to shoot from before the beyond the arc.
Oo nga, yung perimeter game ng Rizal, it's nice to watch, no? Very accurate sila. So I'm sure tinuturo ni Coach Barok yan sa mga players niya.
Has to be part of the drills. Ilan sa mga paborito nila makita. 16 seconds remaining. Let's look at this again. Kulanay, rainbow shot. The lefty has gotten two.
It makes a lot of sense, no? Kasi nakapack yung defense sa shaded area. So wide open. Well, they don't call that the most wide open shot in basketball for nothing, no? Yung 15-foot jumper.
You're right about that. It's gonna be Mercado. He's had 3 trips at the line at least. And he's made most of them. He's gonna be going back here again. Mayor splits that one for his 5th point in this game. Just a bit more than 10 seconds remaining in this first half. Is Mayor aware of it? Here's Kulanay. Thought about another mid-range. That's not gonna work. Robledo. Bulacan with a good defense. And that is how they're gonna be ending this first half of action. A valiant effort galing sa Bulacan in the last stretch of this second quarter. But Rizal had to pull away. How were they able to do this? Kasi kanina halos 7-8 lang, but they were able to balloon the lead even more.
That's behind the efforts of their backcourt, no? Itong siya. Here we have Mayor with that score, and then we have Robledo. No? Both players doing it on both ends. Parang napansin ko nga, every time magme-make ng pasang Bulacan, bigla nagmamaterialize si Robledo ron for the steal eh. So let's see kung ma-continue nila yun sa second half.
That is going to be the question that will be answered when we return. Nagbabalik ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3 halftime over 14 under division. It's Rizal leading by 18 kontra sa Bulacan as the Switch Fiber are looking to finish things off and pull away. Coach, you're looking at the stats as of the moment. What are some of the things na sa tingin mo ay talagang nagmatter heading forward into this game?
Huge disadvantage, the shooting percentage, no, 43 to 25 in favor of Rizal, and this is owed a lot to the yung mga maraming fast break layups itong Rizal due to the turnovers nitong Bulacan Taipan, 13 to 9, no. Assist, kita natin, advantage Rizal. Rebounds, almost the same. Pero I'd just like to point out, these two teams are shooting well from the free throw line. Although Bulacan is just 66%, 10 out of 15. Ito namang Rizal, 9 out of 11. So this is a well-coached team, no, Rizal, with your former coach, Coach Roelson Benaventura.
I know he kind of really gets into your ear every once in a while, but he tries to do it for the better. And nakikita naman natin yan with the way that he's executing his plays para sa kanyang mga kampe. And I'd also like to commend both teams actually, given that they were able to limit the turnovers. And now it's time for our fan of the game. We've spotted someone in the crowd who's been cheering non-stop, full of energy and bringing all the good vibes here in this game. And you know what they say, the coolest fans deserve the coolest iced tea. Congratulations to our fan of the game. You're getting a refreshing treat from True Tea Iced Tea, a no sugar added iced tea. Stay cool with True Tea Iced Tea, the goodness of iced tea without the sugar. You're currently looking at Rizal Switch Fiber. They're currently leading by at least 18 in this 43 to 25 skirmish kontra sa Bulacan Taipan. And going back to what I was mentioning a while ago, I think both of the teams were able to do a good job in trying to limit their turnovers. Kasi in that first quarter, I believe, nagkaroon sila ng halos 8 parehas eh. But then, the story now is that Rizal only committed 1 and Bulacan committed 5, but it's less than the first.
Oh, pero that's still 4 turnovers more than you'd like to commit.
You're right.
So they really have to control their turnover, especially against the pressure being brought by Rizal, yung full court press nila.
Some of the fundamentals are going to be taught here. I'm curious to see if Coach Roel Buenaventura is going to be continuing to execute that full court press, because I think he still has a lot of players on the bench that could definitely be switched inside kung sakali na magkaroon man ng kapaguran ng mga manalarong ito.
As we start the second half, nakita natin, pinahinga muna niya yung backcourt niya in the game is Arellano. Bagong pasok lang to for Coach Roel.
De Jesus lines up a 3. That's not gonna work during that time. Nandito na naman ang atake ng Bulacan.
That was Mercado able to run interference there with that pass, but ball will remain with Rizal.
So Rizal, as of the moment, we saw them a while ago. 1-3-1 ang kanilang depensa. Bulacan is working on this man-to-man to try to figure something out. And that's going to be a ball taken upon the hands of Rizal.
Tried to trap in the corner there, pero yan, it was very successful for Rizal. That led to that turnover. Ito, nabanggit mo nga, naka 1-3-1 yung Rizal.
I used to be the wiper, Coach F, just letting you know. Well, Mercado tries to proceed moving forward to it. Now it's going to be Patawara, one of the surprise players. Berba, good bump, in and out goes that basketball. Iangat sana ni Patawara, but there were arms coming in from Rizal. More continuation, good anticipation mula kay Mercado. Decides to take it in, and that is an end one mula kay Mercado.
One player who needs to get going for Bulacan is this guy, Mercado. Scored, nabanggit ko kanina, he scored 12 points their last game.
That is your pound-for-pound fitness foul counted shot of the quarter. He has 5 points dito sa laban na to, Coach, but that is his first field goal.
At saka sa assist, wala pa siyang assist. Last game, he had 6 para sa Bulacan. So definitely having trouble with that backcourt of Rizal.
Definitely gonna be the scenario as of this moment kung ating sisilipin, as some of our officials are, you know, taking control of the situation, just making sure that everything is a-okay.
Yeah, I think they're pointing out a player who who isn't on the active roster, I believe.
That is definitely gonna be a concern para dito sa Rizal if they have that kind of scenario, which is why they're making sure to get things ironed out before we continue the matchup. Because as of this moment, I think Bulacan is gonna be needing every stop and every point that they can get para makabalik sila sa labang ito.
Well, they've already chopped off 2 points from that 18-point lead. And with this free throw, they can come even closer, no? So it's still a manageable lead for them, especially nasa third quarter pa lang tayo, early in the third quarter.
Mercado is going to be hitting that free throw now after that 2-point conversion for an and one. And he continuously makes it.
There you go.
That's a total of 6 free throws that he's made in this game.
Just a 15-point lead here, and here's another turnover para dito sa Rizal.
Valiant effort by Bulacan. Ang kanilang pinapakita dito, they're not giving up. It's still a very long ball game, to be specific. Anything can happen. Berba fights through. But Alejandro and the combination of Santos para sa Rizal was enough to keep him bothered.
Berba has had a lot of attempts so far in this game, already with 10 field goal attempts.
They're gonna toss it out. Some sort of opening is gonna be needed here. Mercado, double team. Patawara lines up a 3. That's no good. But look at Patawara getting his own rebound. Still some time, a fresh 14 awarded to Bulacan. Taipan tossing it around, gets it to Mercado. Berba keeps it alive para sa kanila. Inside pass. An extra possession here. Lots of time being given to Bulacan, and a valiant effort from these players getting these offensive rebounds.
Especially from Berba, able to get that last one.
The frames are really going to be the issue here. I think Berba has not necessarily the size advantage, but yung width advantage na kasi is really being felt by Rizal.
So he's very aggressive, no? Kahit ang dami na niyang namimiss na siya, he keeps on chucking up those attempts. So he's making himself a threat pa rin, no? Pero ito, pinasok na ng Bulacan itong si David Espiritu. Coach Sherwin sensing they're about to make a huge run.
That was honestly a good call. Now Berba has made his first free throw, or second free throw rather. He has 4 in this game. He's at the 5 for a reason, and he has converted both. Now Rizal is on the run. They get it to Santos. That was a hard fall galing dito sa Rizal. Berba's gonna be called for a foul.
Yeah, Berba just a little bit late there in that with this transition defense. Naunahan siya doon.
Came in early, pero as soon kasi na tumalon ka na, bahala na kung saan ka lalanding eh.
Kasi medyo mahirap din naman. Medyo nagulat si Berba doon because that was a difficult angle to make that pass. Kaya na-deploy out of position itong si Berba.
So with that being said, that's Santos splitting his free throws as of the moment. And with that being said, babalik ang bola dito sa Bulacan. They were able to cut down this lead to 14 points in under 4 minutes. Let's see if they can continue. Mercado looks to proceed. Here's Espiritu lining it up, and that goes in.
That goes to show you, maganda nung dukot na yun ni Coach Sherwin. Pinasok si David Espiritu. That's a huge shot for Bulacan.
One of the freshest legs and the best player of this Bulacan squad last time out. He's now showcasing what he can do dito mismo sa ating laban. Lead goes down to 11. Ponte Perda gets the friendly roll, but off to another Bulacan player, or Rizal rather. There's another opening and a shot. Masyadong malakas. Second offensive rebound. Sena wide open. Gets it in.
Bulacan needs to do a better job tracking those offensive boards. Rizal got 3 attempts in that possession.
Sena gets another opportunity. And they're definitely making the most out of it.
Mercado got lucky there. Threw that ball away.
So the ball stays with his team right over here. But let's see what some adjustments both of the teams made at the courtside report together with Nicole Lim.
Tapang at lakas ng loob, yan nga ang naging payo ni Coach Sherwin ng Bulacan as they are down by 20 during the first half. Nandun na daw yung pressure sa mga bata, kaya naman he motivates and pushes his players to go hard at wag daw mawalan ng pag-asa dahil hindi pa naman daw natatapos dito ang laban. Yan muna para sa side ng Bulacan. Hansen, Coach F.
Maraming salamat, Nicole Lim. And I think that motivation has worked pretty well para sa kanila considering that they are down by just 14. Natapyasan na yung kalamangan and a miss coming from Rizal right there.
All right, you are currently outscoring Rizal in this quarter. They just need to control their ball handling, no? Yung turnovers nila. It's doing them in dito sa quarter na to. Imbis na nakakadikit pa sila.
Lead stays at 14. They kind of are missing some of their chances dito kasi may mga times na sayang yung tira sana eh. Like they have the possession but they don't even have a chance to take a shot.
In that play, muntik na naman makakuha ng steal to si Berba. Kaya lang, he was called for the foul.
More substitutions made here by Coach Sherwin Santos. He's gonna be placing itong si John Rai Zuberba pabalik ng bench. He's gonna be getting in itong si Ramirez to hopefully help on the output, but there it goes. Santos with a 2.
Able to get that lead back up to 16 with that layup.
It's Rizal making a mini run of their own as well, and then Espiritu had a good read. Patawara had an idea that he wants to keep the ball to himself, but look at Espiritu, tries to proceed. Just can't make something happen here. Now Mayor being hounded by the defense and he advances it right to Alejandro, who has an opening and he gets the 2.
Credit Mayor doon for eluding ito high pressure defense ni Espiritu there and getting that assist.
Speaking of which, that's another 3 that's not gonna work. Mercado, he needs to take more shots, Coach.
And with that shot, he's hit double digits in this game with 10 points.
Kumpiyansa nitong si Mercado ay nagsisimula ng magparamdam as they try to make a late game rally. There's gonna be a call by one of our officials.
That was David Espiritu there.
Take a look at that right here. Mercado notices that he's already very close to the rim and just chucks up the shot.
Hindi na niya pinilit sa loob, just pulls up. Pero sigurado ba kayong may injury itong si David Espiritu? Kasi the way he moves, parang wala lang eh.
I think he's feeling better now, Coach. It's
nag-init na, no?
weirdly enough, minsan may mga ganong player, yung adrenaline rush ba?
During ng game.
It's a first miss. Both shots going in and out para sa kanila ngayon. Now it's gonna be General, one of their scoring options sa laban na ito, but they can't proceed. Nagmamalari na naman, Arano gets it in.
He's a good-looking player for Rizal, no? Lefty, very, very shifty.
Also with 10 points.
Good finish. Good finishes around the basket.
Itong si Jamir Arano. But they've already reached, taking a look at this again. Just the high elevation, really putting the focus on that rim, and they're able to finish it off.
Ang advantage din kasi nitong Rizal, they've got 3 very good point of attack defenders, in Mayor, Robledo, and then that guy who just made the basket.
It's
itong
Arano.
Si, Arano, Kaya medyo nahirapan si Kurt Mercado, pero he's still able to score. Pero in terms of yung being able to set the table for his teammates, dun siya medyo nahihirapan.
For Rizal, you have kind of a lot of shot creators that could actually, make shots on their own, dribble the ball, bring it with ease, pababa. ng kanilang court as Alejandro lines up a three. Derecho, but it goes too strong. Now they're going to try to put the focus on something else here. Now they try to go ahead with the attack. Push gets rejected. Nitong si Santos.
With anticipation, they're getting that block.
Double team on the way. Now Rizal is going to turn it over. Good defensive recovery mula sa Bulacan.
Oh, good double team there immediately after tumawid ng half court. Yung ball handler. We see here, Espiritu with that spin move met at the top.
Itong si Santos, but that is gonna be a three from Silvestre. We've seen him in the first half. This is his first 3 points in this game.
Balik sa 14 points yung lamang.
Definitely something that you need moving forward, but there it goes again. Arano right on cue. Arano now has 12. Then there's Ramirez. Kind of a forced shot there, unfortunately. Arano's back. Strong side. Yung kanan, but he kind of slips up. And a turnover para sa Rizal.
Got Coelho making a reappearance here. Ended the first half with 5 straight points. Pero first time seeing action dito sa second half.
Espiritu gets rejected by Arano. Now he tries to proceed and gets the end one instead.
Persistent space off for David Espiritu after getting blocked there. Gets the ball back and scores on that end one.
Just look at this pound for pound fitness. Foul counted shot of the quarter. That is Espiritu. Denied once, but he gets a three-pointer in his own way. He now has 13 points to lead all Bulacan scorers.
That's on an injured ankle, no?
You're right about that, and he even gets almost a block. That was Ramirez. There it goes, Espiritu with another block. And that time, he was caught out of position nitong Rizal. So Arano's gonna go back to the line.
Looking at his stat line here for David Espiritu, he already has, it only says 1 block, pero I could swear he's had like 2 or 3 already in this game.
A two-way player, at least having some steals too. Here's Jamir Arano at the line.
Can pressure the ball handler, can block shots inside. A complete player itong si David Espiritu.
He's gonna need to have some help if they want to catch up to this game, as it's the combination of Robledo, Arano, and Mayor para sa Rizal. Espiritu's gonna be needing some of the other players, but if he can do it himself, why not?
Switching hands there for that left-handed score itong si Espiritu.
15 points para kay David Espiritu. He tries to get some contact, but too big, too strong itong si Santiago.
Big boy move there for Santiago.
4 points para kay Piero Santiago. General looks to attack, and that is going to be a question on whether or not it counts. Our officials are going to be talking about it.
Yeah, they're going to review this one. Parang ang hirap ano yun. Ang hirap mag-decide.
Right, coach.
That's real close.
Yeah, it is real close. If we're taking a look at the replay right now, it's a split second separating the shot from the game clock.
Pag-uusapan dito, kailan niya na-release yung bola eh.
And when was the foul called too? Oh,
yun eksakto eh, diba? So
yeah.
There's definitely a foul. Hindi mo lang kung pasok siya sa time.
If it has like the continuation, either way, he could potentially have free throws here. Because they're already in penalty as of this moment.
So the refs have already made their decision.
That's going to be no basket. No penalty, so no free throws will be awarded. So here are your third quarter highlights, still keeping them within distance. What does Bulacan need to be able to catch up na maganda naman nilang ginawa in the third?
Well, they did a good job in the third. No, they were able to outscore itong Rizal by 5 points, by 3 points rather. So they gained a little bit of headway.
Before anything else, from tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic condiments bring the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic, make every meal a magic moment. The fourth quarter when we return. You're still watching Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. It is the final quarter of the Rizal Switch Fiber going up against JT Bulacan Taipan. Rizal leading by 15. Kontra sa Bulacan, last 10 minutes of action. Still, it's Hans Galeria, Coach F. Francisco, and of course Nicole Lim at courtside. We're gonna kick things off with an offensive foul mula sa Rizal. But going back to what you were talking about kanina, Coach, what does Bulacan have to do to make sure na makakabawi sila in the last 10 minutes of this game?
A lot more of pressure defense, obviously, to get more possession para sa kanila. But they need to take better control of the basketball and make their attempts. Ang dami nila rin point blank attempts na nami-miss nila. So they need to make more of those.
They had an attempt from there. This time it's Mayor. Kuha na naman itong si Santiago. Fader goes in.
Good solid shot there for the big man for Santiago.
Piero Santiago has 4 in the second half, 6 in total.
He scored 4 straight points for them.
General just had an opening there. Immediately closed by 2 Rizal players. But Santiago was there. Pangatlong foul na yan itong si Santiago. Let's take a look at this, Coach. You love to see big man having some touches also from the mid-range.
Reminds me a lot of Jervy Cruz, itong si Santiago, with the way he moves. But we have number 11 player for Bulacan into the ball game. That's a very familiar name para sa mga basketball fans, Gumatay.
Definitely right about that, but someone is down. Honestly, quite unfortunate. Wonder what happened there. But he's immediately looking to go back to the bench. Or they're probably just reviewing it. Let's look at what happened here. He had an extra step. Ooh. I think he kind of extended his leg for a little bit, to the point that it became uncomfortable. So Berba's trying to shake it off. Look at this, Coach.
Uy, nag-hyperextend nga. Yeah.
It's a good thing that he's standing up on his own. But of course, syempre mga bata pa eh.
Yes,
kaya hindi mo pa masyadong mararamdaman yan. But that obviously is gonna hurt.
Kung ako yun, out for the century.
These kids are built different nowadays, Coach.
Well, the kids in
The
my
kids
day
are-
were
yeah.
built much
You're
different
right.
din naman.
You're right. All kids are built different.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that. Yeah.
Malakas pa, flexible pa.
Oh, wow.
Well, I don't think he faked. I
Yeah.
don't think he faked a foul there. He hyperextended his knee.
Yeah.
Kaya siya bumagsak.
Interesting call
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, very interesting call. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, it's just a good thing to see Berba still playing.
Yeah.
And he's gonna have to shake it off moving forward because his services are gonna be needed here. And Berba responds to that call with a block of his own. But there goes Arano.
But si JP Arano, this could be a much closer ball game if not for the efforts of JP Arano. This is the third quarter.
Espiritu babawi naman dun sa kabila. He's been a consistent player para dito sa Bulacan.
Medyo natulog yung defense ng Rizal doon, allowing for an easy score for Espiritu.
I believe there's going to be another foul called against Bulacan in this one. They're going to look to continue, and the Espiritu is going to be getting, I believe, just a short break. Bago siya bumalik sa laban na to, there's a wide open player from Robledo.
Uncharacteristic miss there for Robledo.
I think he was surprised that he was
That's wide
so open. Yeah.
That was a great play run by Rizal to get him open.
A sorry miss there galing kay Robledo.
And Robledo hasn't scored here in the second half so far for Rizal.
You're right. He's at 9 in the first. Patawara. That's a teardrop falling.
This kid's a very aggressive kid, no? Effort player, Patawara. Doesn't quit.
Patawara only has 4, but he's had a much more impact dito sa laban na to than the stat sheet could say. Mayor gets it to Robledo. Another miss mula sa kanya. It's been a cold start for Robledo in the fourth quarter. Patawara. That's a foul.
Zigzagging his way to the basket to si Patawara. Able to get that foul from Robledo.
Let's take a look at this again. That's an open shot. No hands were raised. And Patawara back at the line.
Yun yung tinatawag na giant killer.
Can never...
Yung 1 foot, ano na yan?
One foot teardrop, yeah.
No, 1 foot floater.
yeah,
Teardrop
1 foot
is off 2 feet.
All right.
Let's not get too technical here.
All right. Got it. That's Patawara with at least a split. But we're going to be tossing it over to another report coming in from Nicole Lim.
Coach Roel Benaventura is very confident at malaki daw yung tiwala niya sa mga kanyang players dahil ang tanging payo niya lang during the timeout ay i-enjoy ang laro at kung meron daw mababago, ito yung kanilang rotations ng players para daw mabigyan ng chance at ang lahat during their first game of the season. Hansen, Coach F.
Maraming salamat, Nicole Lim, for that one. We're going to be talking more about that later because it's only a 10-point lead due to a run na naipakita ng Bulacan, and that's Kurt Mercado using that right angle for the right English and all the right things in Bulacan. They just trail by 10. A series of misses and a bunch of layups got Bulacan back to within 10 points. But Sena looking to at least add to it. But Bulacan's denying every single shot.
That's another block shot there for Bulacan.
Look at Patawara again. Flying through, and it's now down to the single digits in tong kalamangan ng Rizal.
Si Patawara, parang spark plug para dito sa Bulacan, dito sa second half.
Rizal really having a hard time trying to get some shots in. Waiting on the other side is Silvestre. Babasa 6 ang lamang ng Rizal.
Rizal all out of sorts dito sa fourth quarter natin so far.
Only down by 6 ang JT Bulacan Taipan. Rizal's gonna need a scorer here. Who will the hero be? Mayor gets it right back. Leaves it papunta kay Alejandro, and they finally stop the bleeding.
That's a great recognition there of that open man dito sa gitna ng shaded area. 5th assist for Mayor.
It's gonna be another attempt. Galing dito sa Bulacan. Patawara lights up a 3. He's the hot hand of Bulacan Taipan.
Hot hand indeed para kay Patawara. Scoring at least 7 points, no? Dito sa last few minutes ng game natin.
Down to its lowest at 5 in a long while. And another turnover. That has to hurt.
Itong si Mayor is a good-looking player, kaya lang needs to work on his turnovers. No? That's his 4th already for this game.
6 minutes remaining. Coach F, we definitely have a ball game in our hands. Bulacan can cut this down to a single possession of a ball game. General kicks it out. Patawara wide open. He does not stop.
This guy's unconscious right now.
Patawara. Alejandro loses possession a bit of that basketball, but they maintain it. They keep it to themselves. Bulacan now sturdier on defense. Mayor trying to survey the floor. Finds Alejandro again. No good. Now Berba gets a rebound, but Mayor gets it right back. Sidestepping to the left. Actually, pasa pala, but that's a sorry miss. Mula dito kay Arano. Oh, a bunch of point-blank range shots that Rizal couldn't convert.
Rizal really embattled right now by the surging Bulacan team led by this guy, Gerald Patawara. Scoring from 3, from the perimeter, from inside. He's hot this quarter.
He's been the silver lining of Bulacan as they look for something here. That would have been big. That would have been for the tie. But Espiritu missed on that one.
From Bulacan, I'm looking for Patawara every time down the court.
Here's Mayor this time.
Offensive foul. Espiritu got hit in the kisser there.
And coach, this is the crunch time now. If you're Rizal, you're definitely going to be tested on how you're gonna finish things off pagdating sa laban natin ngayon.
Well, they are being tested right now, and so far Bulacan's testing them well, especially si Gerald Patawara.
The question is where he is now. But before I say that,
turnover for Bulacan, but they need to shake that off. Continue with the pressure because they have Rizal reeling here in the 4th quarter.
you cannot stop now if you're Bulacan. You've gotten this close. Now here's Mayor going right. He tosses it to Ponte Perta. Mid-range jumper, no good. And now Bulacan is on the run. Espiritu gets rejected from up top. But that's gonna be a foul. And Rizal definitely not happy with that call.
That actually could have gone the other way, no? I think Espiritu pushed off. No, it was just a stiff arm. But great anticipation there by Pontipedra, sorry.
From the looks of it, Coach Buenaventura obviously not happy with that call, and it is now down.
Yeah, it was definitely clean upstairs, no?
But the officials were probably looking at the contact that was happening from down.
It's just a 1-point lead now.
Now everybody's screaming defense. 1 point separating these two teams. Here it goes, Ponte Perta. No foul is called. A chance to take the lead now para sa Bulacan with 3 minutes remaining. There's an opening, and Bulacan has made their comeback.
It took Patawara a little while to recognize Kurt Mercado wide open underneath the basket. Good job there by Mercado. Inaliup na lang niya instead
And
of bringing
another
the ball
steal.
down.
Espiritu runway.
And this trio of Patawara, Espiritu, and Kurt Mercado doing the dirty work for Bulacan here in the 4th quarter.
JT Bulacan Taipan is unconscious. Patawara, Mercado, and now it's Espiritu JT Bulacan Taipan now has the lead. Rizal needs a timeout. From tip-off to the final buzzer, every moment counts and so does every meal. Whether you're celebrating a win or just enjoying the game, Chef's Magic Condiments brings the flavor that makes every bite unforgettable. Chef's Magic make every meal a magic moment. And it's been magic para sa Bulacan as they made a comeback from being down 19. But here is the response now para dito kay Mayor. Exactly 3 minutes remaining. And there it goes again as Mercado is fouled. We're starting to feel the pressure. Rizal has felt it from the start of the fourth.
Medyo poor yung transition defense dito ng Rizal, and their coaches letting them know it. Allowing Mercado to almost sink that perimeter shot through the back door.
Mercado, right from that start, has made 6 free throws sa simula ng ating laban. And now he's going to be missing 1. Really crucial throws na kinakailangan niya to make something happen as he splits it and brings Bulacan up by 2. Here's Mayor again, soaring through. That's a floater that works.
Si Mayor waking up here in the latter part of the fourth quarter for Rizal.
And that's gonna be another turnover. Hawak ni Mayor ngayon. And that's gonna be jump ball called.
And possession arrow goes to Rizal, I believe.
Oh, it goes to the other side. Bulacan will maintain possession. Just look at the opening brought about by Mayor. Good floater that works. All tied up at 69 with 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining in this game. You're still watching Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 3. What a start to the morning, Coach F. 69 all with 2 minutes and 34 seconds remaining.
But I stand corrected there in my earlier pronouncement. It's Bulacan's ball. I thought the possession arrow was going the way of Rizal.
Espiritu moves ahead, and that's gonna be a steal. Nangunguna sa kabila, Arano for the 2.
If Rizal goes on to win this game, they have to thank Arano for scoring here in the fourth quarter.
Espiritu asking them to slow down the tempo. Now it's Mercado on the left elbow. General, 10 seconds remaining. Espiritu, in and out goes that basketball. Balik ang Bulacan sa pressure last 2 minutes of this game. Against Rizal and Bulacan. Mayor gets it to Robledo and is fouled.
It's Joseph General gonna be called for the foul there.
Coach, it's only the second team foul of JT. Now, so this moment, I don't know if it's gonna help them or it's gonna be worse depending on the situation.
Which is amazing because considering the way they've been playing defense, no, hindi sila foul.
Pretty impressive from the men in red. Another defensive option.
Oy.
Almost a turnover, but they kept it. There's another attack. Almost went in. It does not go. Outlet passing. Patawara's aware of it. Espiritu gets rejected by Ponteperda. And is fouled once more. What a defensive stop para sa Rizal.
Oh, Patawara's pass just a little bit too high for Espiritu there, allowing for the Rizal shot blocker to get there.
This, I believe, is that foul coming in from Bulacan as Rizal coming alive when it matters the most.
And Espiritu already with 4 fouls. So he has to be careful.
That has to definitely hurt in this kind of situation. Oh, I think they're reviewing it because Espiritu hits the face of one of the players of Rizal, and this is going to be crucial. They came so far, Coach.
Yes, and the way they played this, catching like a house on fire itong Bulacan dito sa 4th quarter. Even taking the lead at one point.
So I guess the foul stays as is. And it's just going to be 2 free throws para dito sa Rizal. But either way, it's still 2 free throws that could potentially separate Rizal from Bulacan.
Yes.
Or actually not.
No, it's just a just a throw-in for Rizal dito sa backcourt.
So that means Bulacan can set up their full court defense.
Exactly. That's what they're doing right now, full court, man-to-man.
Arano for the inbound. Who gets it to Mayor. The pressure is on General. Again, Bulacan is already on penalty. And their best player, Espiritu, is at 4 fouls. Here's Ponte Porta, and he gets it again.
There's Simon there for Berba.
4-point is the lead. Bulacan came rallying down, and that's another turnover.
Gotta have better awareness of the court lines, especially during crunch time. That's a huge blow for the chances of Bulacan.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. 2 crucial mistakes from David Espiritu. In this crunch time of the game, Rizal is putting all the stops to make it happen. Just take a look at this. Ponteperda squeezing it in, using his right hand to get that 2 points. And if you're Rizal, what would you usually just tell your young players in this last minute of the ball game?
Just hold on to the ball, no turnovers, no going for spectacular plays, just a solid plays. It's basically a 1 game if they just handle the ball properly and no turnovers.
Coach Roel Buenaventura explicitly telling everybody else to just make sure to play the defense as much as they can. Focus on their markers, the players that they're also going to be marking. Meanwhile, para naman sa Bulacan, you're looking at Coach Sherwin Santos and the rest of the JT Bulacan Taipan players. And David Espiritu, one of the biggest players for this team.
Joseph and Earl actually did a good job shadowing itong si Mayor. And here we go.
Here they go again.
Oh, that's a foul.
He did almost a good job in making it happen.
Thought he was gonna make me look like a genius there. And he commits that foul.
It was so close though.
Oh, pero he's got good lateral quickness, no, itong si General.
And now they're gonna run it back. This time si Robledo naman ang hahawak. Arano gets it across.
Oh!
That's a turnover right back. Napailing na lang itong si Coach Roel.
Ano didn't have his feet set that time for making the pass, kaya medyo weak yung binitawan niya.
Last 40 seconds of this game. We're going to be back for the continuation of this match. Final 40.6 seconds ang natitira dito sa ating laban. Rizal has made some crucial stops to make something happen in this match. And that's going to be the question at hand. And there goes another steal. Lumaino. Ooh. Runway and a hard fall. We're very thankful for the sponsor mats that are there.
I don't think they could have braced that fall.
Well, we're just thankful
We're
it's
thankful
there.
they're there.
Because look at this.
That was a hard chase down block given up by Berba. Definitely went for the ball there. Just hard-nosed defense.
But Lumaino is down. Just, you see the determination in Berba's eyes trying to stop it from happening.
Oh, and he went for the ball. Definitely a foul. Nothing dirty though.
I think it's also a foul to me.
Yun kasi yung problem. Konti lang yung clearance from the basket to the wall.
That's why you're really going to have to be extra careful whenever you do it.
You're really gonna hit the wall.
Oh, but it's going to be upgraded by our officials to an unsportsmanlike foul as Berba.
So I'm guessing ang category nito is yung excessive force.
That's gotta hurt for JT Bulacan Taipan.
A chance to get more separation between them and Bulacan. Itong free throws na to for Rizal.
And Coach F, this is already the 5th foul nitong si John Berba. So he's no longer gonna be seeing action for the remainder of this game.
And penalty na rin sila. Kanina marami pang fouls to give eh.
Still wondering what are gonna be some of the other calls na dala ng ating mga officials. As they're taking a look at Berba as of the moment. Definitely frustrated with that last call. I think they're making some serious adjustments with other players, the other 5 who are currently on the floor.
So they got Junio, Miguel Coelho at the line, subbing in to shoot these free throws.
A player who has never entered this game.
Well, actually he did. He scored the last 5 points for Rizal.
Oh, he did?
Dun sa end nung first half.
Oh, it's Coelho. You're right.
So definitely shooter.
And he's made it both.
So definitely he's one of their best shooters. So good call here by Coach Roel.
Wow.
And immediately gets subbed out for a bigger body here in Santiago.
At this point, Coach, you just stay ready.
So active coaching here by Coach Roel. So yung substitution na yon, not allowed by our referees. They summon Coelho back into the ball game.
So this is kind
Oh.
of like a small ball lineup para sa kanila.
A technical foul called here on Rizal for delaying the game.
Unfortunately, that's already the second time that there was a delay of game in this moment. So Espirito's turn is now going to be here to go to the line as he makes the first and the only one.
Easy does it for Espiritu. Walang kakaba-kaba. Ika nga with that free throw attempt.
He's like, let's get this going.
Let's get this over with. Shoot ko na to. Just a 5-point lead. Still enough time for Bulacan to get back. They just need a good stop here.
75-70 is the score. As of this moment, the continuous attack was felt. And I believe that's another foul called against Bulacan.
Quick foul there by General, opting to make this a free throw shooting contest.
This time it's gonna be Mayor na masusubukan at the line.
Well, he's been 100% so far.
And he's gonna continue with that role.
That's me challenging the sportscaster's jinx there.
In this crucial of a game, coach.
In my against my home province.
And he continues to defy expectations.
Ganun kalaki yung tiwala ko dito kay Mayor.
He just knows how to play. He is a baller. And with that being said, it was Bulacan getting to as close as 2 or 3 points. They even got the lead at one point.
Yes, oh.
But Rizal, breaks of the game, they were able to do so much by getting, I think, we're gonna roll it back on defense too. Doon sila nakakuha ng kumpiyansa.
Yes, yung ability nila to increase yung defensive intensity nila on command. At saka ano na rin, yung timely hits nitong si Ron Mayor and tong si JP Arano. That helps stem the tide para dito sa Rizal against yung onslaught nitong Bulacan dito sa 4.
This is now 30.9 seconds remaining. 7 points separating these two teams. Now this is going to be a definite concern.
Rizal pulling out the 1-2-2 here.
Trying to protect more areas of that. 3-point coverage, and there it goes again. A very dangerous pass.
Almost another steal here. Para dito kay Robledo, who's already had 5 steals in the game so far.
That's 2 points or 2 seconds away from that one. Mercado lines up a 3.
Short.
That doesn't go in. And now they're gonna slow it down and foul. And it looks like Rizal is gonna be running away with this final few seconds.
Probably the worst person to foul for Rizal. On Rizal's side rather, itong si Ron Mayor.
And the worst part about it is that Espiritu
has fouled out.
Has fouled out.
100% from the free throw line itong si Mayor so far, 5 of 5.
Mayor has been clutch.
To go along with 6 assists, 4 steals, and 3 rebounds. So, ang ganda ng stat line niya. 16 points for this young playmaker.
Doing a little bit of everything para sa kanila ngayon, and they're able to do that now. Mayor has 6 free throws to his name. Conversion again. General for 3. And that, I believe, is going to be another foul for them, as they obviously don't want to give this one up easily. But with 5.7 seconds remaining, it's Rizal getting to finish this off.
Uy.
Broken the streak.
That puts a blemish. on his free throw record.
Misses both. But there it is again. Para kay Piero Santiago. And that is going to be the end of this game. Rizal, in their first game of this season, able to escape the onslaught brought about by the comeback of JT Bulacan Taipan. Your final score, Rizal Switch Fiber 81, JT Bulacan Taipan 70. In an incredible performance brought about by Rizal. In the final few stretches, Coach, they were able to prevent something major from happening, and they got the win on their own.
Well, something major did happen. They were just able to recover from the continuous onslaught, especially from that kid from Bulacan, itong si Patawara, diba?
Dire-diretso yung pinakita niya, but then all of a sudden, the late game came alive para dito sa koponan ng Rizal.
Credit also to the coaches, no, for guiding the players and keeping their composure.
With that being said, nakuha nila ang kanilang unang panalo. What a way to start off the win. Coach, the lead may be 11, but I think it went as close as it could get, and the final score would not really depict what happened here.
Exactly, no, it was much closer than what the scoreboard showed at the end of the game. And kudos to Bulacan for putting up a fight, especially in the end game.
Kudos to both of the teams from what we've seen, but now it's time to talk to the best player of the game together with our courtside reporter, Nicole Lim.
Kasama ko ngayon ang ating player of the game from Rizal Switch Fiber. We have Jamir Arano with his 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Jamir, ito ang una niyong laro at unang panalo para sa season na to. What was going on your mind as you win on today's game?
Siyempre po, inisip po namin yung panalo. Hindi po namin iniintindi yung score kahit nape-pressure na po kami. Go hard pa din po kami sa depensa.
Jamir, meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Binabati ko po, siyempre magkasalamat po kay God dahil binigay po sa amin itong first game, and sa mga coaches ko po, sa mga boss at sa mga teammates ko po, sa magulang ko po nanonood at sa sumusuporta po sa Rizal Switch Fiber.
Once again, congratulations to our player of the game at pasalamat rin tayo to Don Benitos for providing a sumptuous Filipino delicacy to our player of the game. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasaba. And of course, let's take a look to our Chef's Magic defensive player of the game. We have John Berba from Bulacan Taipan. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat. You're currently looking at our Chef's Magic defensive player of the game. In spite of the loss, you saw the performance that this kid, John Raizo Berba, 15 huge rebounds. What a game para sa kanya.
At saka yung all-around effort niya. Needs to work on his shot making though, pero yung award naman for best defensive player.
Still a solid outing mula sa JT Bulacan Taipan, specifically para sa ating 14 under, because next up is gonna be the 16 under division between these two teams still. In behalf of Nicole Lim, Coach F. Francisco, my name is Hans Galeria. Magbabalik ang Junior MPBL Season 3.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Liga ng bayan na to, klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin. Isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, gabay at pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa, ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga, nagkakaisa.